Hello and welcome back to my channel. I thought I'd do this one today. This is Dalmally train station. I wanted somewhere to go with honey, and I wanted to go somewhere interesting that I'd never been. And so I looked online and I found it, and I thought, I'm going to go. And I'm glad that I did, because it is absolutely beautiful. So I'm just going to do a very brief video about its history. So this station was opened on the 1st of April 1877 as part of the Calendar and Auburn Railway, and for the first 3 years it wasn't just another stop along the line, it was where the railway ended. If you were travelling towards Auburn, you could only get as far as Dalmally because the section going further west had not been completed. The railway didn't reach Auburn until July 1880. So for those first 3 years, the peaceful little village was effectively at the end of the line and the railway gateway into this part of Argyll. They even had a small engine shed for the locomotives here. So just imagine what that must have been like at the time. Before the railway arrived, people relied on horses, coaches and boats to travel through this area. Then suddenly along comes the railway, and it connected Dalmally with Glasgow, and it brought people much closer to Loch Awe, Ben Cruachan and Glen Orchy. I'm sorry I can't pronounce these words because I'm not Scottish. Now looking at this beautiful red sandstone building, you would assume that was the original station, but it is not. The original station was made mainly from timber and in November 1898 was destroyed by fire. So the building that you see today was constructed shortly afterwards. And it's a very grand looking station for such a small village, and it's clean, tidy, it's beautiful. So one of the most surprising things here is the old signal box still stands, and it's one of the few that have survived. Apparently Scotland used to have more than 2,000 signal boxes, and today only a small number remain. And that's because in 1987 the railway introduced a radio-controlled electronic token system, and that meant the old mechanical way of controlling trains along the single-track railway was no longer needed. So the station building and the signal box were both officially listed in 1993 because of their historic and architectural importance. And apparently Dalmally, Tinnelt and Auburn are the surviving station houses along the section of this railway. So this isn't simply an attractive old building, it's part of a disappearing piece of Highland Railway history. Now this is where things become a bit more unusual and quite quirky. The railway station is still active today, and ScotRail trains continue to stop here on the route between Glasgow and Auburn, but the old station house is privately owned. And because this place was left unmanned for more than 30 years, it was eventually sold at a British rail auction, and it was bought by Graham Gaffney Waite. So Graham and Liz spent years carefully restoring it, and instead of buying it just to renovate it and sell on, they've actually made it their home. So imagine living there, and that's your garden basically, and you look out of your window. It must be absolutely fantastic. So parts of the station have been turned into visitor accommodation, so people can stay overnight. And the rooms still connect with the building's original railway history. One room is called the Rambler's Rest, and that was once the gentleman's waiting room. The old general waiting room became a bright communal and creative space. And accommodation has been offered in several rooms within the station, as well as in small huts behind the building. The station has been used for creative textile work and even handmade teddy bears, which is not something I expected to discover when I first started looking into the history. I also found an account saying that the first station master's daughter was born here, and during the First and Second World Wars young men from the surrounding area would have left from these platforms. So when you stand here now, it's incredibly peaceful. But these stations weren't just places where people caught trains. They witnessed people leaving home, families saying goodbye, and people returning years after being away. And some of those who departed from this platform during the wars may have never returned. And that gives this place a completely different feeling. So today you can stand beneath the old canopy and watch the modern trains arrive on the Glasgow to Oban line, surrounded by the mountains near Ben Cruachan and the head of Loch Awe. So Dalmally station has several different lives. It started at the end of the railway. The first building destroyed by fire. It still has the rare Victorian signal box. It's now got visitor accommodation, and the trains still stop here nearly 150 years after the station first opened. It just shows that even the quietest looking places can hold the most unexpected stories. And that is exactly why I love coming to places like this. Please like, subscribe and leave any information you know about this place, because I know that if anybody local watches this, they might come up with things I did not find out. I've only done a short video. There's so much more you could say about it, but I absolutely love this place. So tell me what you think, and thank you for watching. Station from 1877, but it's not